Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world, it's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
And at the top of the morning to you on this Tuesday, January the 4th, 2022.
Sounds like a party.
Yeah, we're always having a party here.
I'm super excited.
Glad you're excited because I am.
Rise and shine, Sleeping Beauty.
Hey, I'm rising and I'm shining and no sleeping beauty here, that's for sure. Time now is 6:08. Mr. Clock, would you certify the time?
It's 6:08 a.m.
Oh, I'm sorry, Madam Clock. I had the wrong gender there, Bonnie.
Yeah, I could hear that.
Yes, it's Madam Clock.
The clock kind of changed the voice.
Yeah,
the
after yesterday, we fired the guy and we got a
pipes
new
aren't
one.
so low with that clock anymore.
Yeah, we got a new clock. So I fired the guy and I got a female.
I had the weirdest ride on the way to work this morning.
Did you
know,
really?
Evan, I never in my entire life did I see so many cops in the Port St. Lucie area.
Really?
And the blue lights all over the place.
No kidding.
The first incident I ran into was on the corner of US 1 and Eroso, where they had one gentleman was pulled over.
Wait a minute, US 1 and Eroso.
Yeah.
Eroso goes north and south, and so does US 1.
Or actually PSL Boulevard.
PSL, there we go. Okay.
Eroso.
They're by the
Yep.
police station, City Hall.
It was, yeah,
Okay.
exactly, right by there,
Okay.
right across the
You
street.
threw me there for a minute.
There was one gentleman pulled over, and there were like 5 police cars with the blue lights on.
Oh, they
that I
needed
counted.
They needed backup. They wanted to be safe.
Yeah, they needed the backup right there. And then the most unusual thing that I ran into, Port St. Lucie Boulevard, as I was heading eastbound,
Mhm.
right before I hit US 1, there was an entire roadblock with police out there. The cones were out there. So you could not get onto US 1 this morning from Port St. Lucie Boulevard heading eastbound.
Mhm.
What I did was I made and it wasn't routed out as a detour. You had to kind of make up your own and know the area.
So how did you went past US 1, went probably to the next light, made a right turn.
Well, I didn't get onto US 1. As I was traveling on Port St. Lucie Boulevard, I had to take a left turn and head a little bit north up the streets where
Then
it
bang
kind
a
of
U-turn.
runs in back of Checkers in that area.
Oh,
There's
okay.
the little restaurant Checkers right there. Applebee's
Mhm.
is in that area.
Oh yeah.
So I had to take like a little northbound detour and then take one of those little side roads to get back onto US 1 to head back down south. So that's what's going on in that area. And
Okay.
yeah, and it looked like there wasn't an accident. It looks like there was a road crew out there. So they were working on something.
If that ever happens to you again and you're on Port St. Lucie Boulevard going east and you can't make a right on US 1, just continue east.
Okay.
Cross over US 1, go to the next traffic light.
To Leonard Road. I
Leonard
think
Road.
We're going to be winding
Make
up
a
on, right?
make a right turn on Leonard, and that'll dump you back on US 1 by Sam's.
You can see Sam's and Walmart
right
coming
there,
right up.
and then you make a left and you go.
Yep, that is true.
That'll avoid you having to go north.
But yeah, if you're traveling eastbound Port St. Lucie Boulevard this morning, you might have to make that little detour.
All right, very good. Well, you know what they say: if you see something, say something, and you said something.
Oh yeah, it
There
was
you go.
weird because right during that I really had to go to the bathroom.
Mhm. Oh boy, here we go. Too much information. TMI.
So I wanted, so I couldn't. I had to wait. I had to wait to do that detour, and then I feel like I'm running late, so I didn't even want to stop at a 7-Eleven, or I didn't want to stop anywhere. So I kept traveling till I got here.
That's why you blazed in the door so fast and shut it.
blazing,
Okay. Yes, I was wondering what was going on
But
there.
doesn't that always happen at that opportune moment when you got to take a little detour or something is, crowding your space where you can't get to work on time.
Especially when you got to go to the
get
bathroom.
home on time.
Yep. Exactly. So how was your day yesterday when you got out of here? Busy, of course.
Busy and busy with massage. And, people are still having, a hard time scheduling their massage and getting in. We have been so crowded with people. And it's kind of like we didn't even have a short spell this year where we had any sitting, including the summer months, which are slow usually.
Okay.
All summer long, all up to here to this moment. We've been busy at work.
Okay. We're going to have a special visitor at 12 noon today. at our home.
Oh, you are.
Yes,
George is coming, isn't
that's
he?
right. That means the house is going to get cleaned.
All the way from Kentucky.
That's right. I talked to him this morning as I was driving in, and he said there was snow on the ground when he left, and it was about 15 degrees. And last time I talked to him, he was approaching Macon, Georgia, and his ETA is 12 noon today.
I would love to go up that way, just a little bit up there to see some snow. I wonder
Mhm.
if they're still seeing the snow up in Georgia,
Mhm.
where they do get some flurries.
It actually snowed in Florida the other day. Did you
Where?
read that?
Where at?
Up in the Panhandle.
Yeah, I can believe it.
Mhm.
I can believe that
Yeah,
sort of
there's an
action.
actual video online. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Was it enough snow to build a snowman?
No, I don't think so.
Not enough for that.
No, not enough for that.
No. Where did I saw pictures of my stepkids last night.
Yeah.
Looks like they were somewhere where there was it was like an artificial snowman, but they were like standing by a huge snowman. It might have been outside of SeaWorld or Universal or one of the places where they go
That's
up
where
there.
we're going this weekend, SeaWorld.
I know.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time. We'll eat some good food. House will get cleaned. And he may actually buy a new vehicle while he's down here. He said to me, "Hey, listen, I need to trade this truck in. The gas mileage is killing me." So I'm like, "All right, we're going to go to my Ford dealership where I know everybody, and we're going to go get you a new vehicle." So,
or send him to Wallace. That's where I went last time, and they treated me pretty well.
That's not a Ford dealership, though.
No,
he wants a Ford.
He does want a Ford.
He wants a Ford.
Okay.
Yeah, he wants a Ford.
Does he drive one right now?
Sure does. He has an F-150
down here already.
Yep, he's got it. He actually bought the F-150 from a dealership down here.
Oh, okay.
That I hooked him up at.
How many years ago did he purchase that one?
Let me see. That's a 2018, so it's 3 years old. He's got about 79,000 miles on it.
It seems like it's been 3 years since he's been here. I mean, why does that seem like such a lot? I mean, we haven't been together on the show that long.
No, I haven't seen him
seems like years since he was joining us and sitting here.
It's been a while since he's been hanging out with us.
Yeah.
So he will I'll muster him up on one of these mornings and I'll bring him in with me, but I'll keep him on a short leash because he does tend to get out of hand every now and then.
Do you think?
So I got to slap him around a little bit.
I don't know him well enough.
Well, you don't know him like I know
that.
him. I got to smack him every now and then.
Oh my!
Get him in line.
Every time he calls here, he seems to be, rather.
He knows better.
And
he knows better.
Doesn't really go anywhere where I wouldn't want him to go. Would not want him to go.
You don't know him like I do.
Okay.
So hey, by the way, we're not blended anymore. G is back.
I know.
Ray is back.
That took me by surprise because here I thought we would be blended until up through the 10th or up till the 10th.
So did I, but unfortunately G fell ill, and he is actually discussing his experience on the air as well with what he got. He said to me, he goes, "I think I'm going to let our listeners know what happened and how I felt and this, that, and the other." So
he got kind of ill right before he left just a week and a half ago.
He got ill after I saw him on Saturday night when we did the photo booth gig together.
So he caught what you had.
Yeah, he got it. He got it from me.
Which is, it's an easy, catchy thing. I mean,
yeah.
I think I easily caught it from, somebody in my own household with it, or maybe one of the kids brought it all the way up from DeLand.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, we can't tell where we caught it from. You could have caught it from me for all we know.
Yeah.
You could have caught it from anybody. I mean, honestly,
from somebody that visited the studios here.
Yeah,
but
we just don't know. That's the worst part about this.
On anybody, it's just like a easily caught, catchy thing. It's been going around like wildfire.
How are you feeling? Are you feeling a little stronger this morning? Because I feel like I'm at like 98%. I really truly do.
Good,
I feel really good. Yesterday I was feeling really good. This morning when I woke up, I'm feeling better. My voice is about 98%. So I'm feeling better. Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely so.
I'm feeling a little bit, but I still have to have my honey water close by. Like as doing the news, and my throat will tend to get a little dry.
I agree.
Drier than usual.
I brought two beverages with me this morning. My orange juice that I have at 8:30, and then my regular drink that I need to get out of my cooler back there that I'll grab once you start doing your news, and I'll bring it over here so I can hydrate myself because I am dehydrated.
We need to have Gatorade here in the studio for
Mhm.
electrolytes.
Yeah.
I need to have it here, and I need to have Gatorade at my job late at night
Right.
for when we work.
The only
late
problem
nights.
is we don't have a refrigerator. So if anybody would like to donate a little mini fridge to us here at the Palatial Studios, we would gladly accept a mini fridge so we can store our Gatorade in there.
Oh yeah, gladly.
Yes.
It's been so long since I had to pack my little ice pack full of anything.
Mhm.
You know, I have like a little kind of igloo cooler at home, and then
Mhm.
I put my ice packs in there from the
Mhm.
refrigerator.
See that little lunchbox sitting over there? I put that in the freezer because it's a freezable lunchbox. So there's
so
no
it comes
cool
out
packs.
of there cold.
Comes out of the freezer
that's
cold, and
nice.
it stays cold, and that's how all my stuff stays cold.
Did you get that from Target? or
I don't
somewhere?
know. I don't remember
Usually-
where I bought it from,
Yeah.
but Gavin all of a sudden started heisting it from me, and now he takes it to work,
I don't blame him, but
and now it doesn't stay as cold as it did.
Gavin is a hardworking fella himself.
Yeah.
He'll have to buy one of his own.
Well,
right,
Rachel went on
Evan?
Amazon and got him his own.
That's good.
So now
Yeah.
he can have his and I have mine, and everybody's happy.
That's pretty awesome. I think I want one. I think I'm
Mhm.
going to get one.
It has the cool packs built into it,
That's cool.
and you just toss it in the freezer, stays overnight, and then when you get up in the morning, you put your stuff in there,
yeah.
and it's cold.
That's what I need with going in between jobs for
Mhm.
when I get right out of here sometime and,
Mhm.
I have to go straight to massage.
You're like a lightning bolt here on Mondays.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're like, boom, bam, I blink and you're gone.
Yesterday when I got out of here, I was on my way to Subway in Palm City.
Yeah.
They're making some really good sandwiches
Yeah.
over there right
What'd you
now.
get?
I got to say, that new one, I think it's a new one with the turkey avocado. It's like a turkey guacamole
Oh,
sandwich.
okay. All right.
And it was perfect. They put a generous amount of turkey in there. And
Oh, okay.
with the guacamole, it's really good.
I have to go to 2J's and get tongue again.
Oh, no. I would love to try 2J's, but when you mentioned that, I'll order anything else maybe on the
But
menu,
tongue.
but tongue.
Tongue is so good. It's so you have to understand it. It's a Jewish delicacy, and it's
Okay.
just it really when you look at it, it doesn't look like a cow's tongue.
You know what
It's just sliced meat. That's all it is.
a Jewish delicacy that I do like is called lox.
Oh yes,
with
bagels
salmon.
and lox, and lox is salmon.
Yes. And the real it's kind of like it's not even cooked salmon, right?
Mhm.
Or is it a little bit cooked? It's been so long since
Lox
I've had it.
is it's sliced is what it is,
Yeah.
and it goes on a bagel with cream cheese.
The cream cheese you got to
Yep.
have too.
Oh, gotta have cream cheese. You know what I had for dinner last night?
What's that?
Because I had a late lunch, and after I had my lunch, I got so busy in my office with my DJ business. By the time I was looking, it was like 7 o'clock already. I'm like, great, I can't eat this late at night. So I put a couple of pieces of bread in the toaster. I toasted a couple of pieces of bread, and I slapped some cream cheese on it and some strawberry jelly. And that took me
Ooh.
back to my childhood days.
Yeah, that would hit the spot.
My
right
mother
there.
used to send me cream cheese and jelly sandwiches for lunch. And man, were they good.
Yeah, and any kind of jelly will do with that cream cheese.
Strawberry
right?
is my favorite.
Oh,
Strawberry
yeah.
preserves.
We were on guacamole too. I think Publix has a sale right now where you can get one bucket, buy one, get one free
BOGO.
of guacamole. Might go over there and
What's
get
your
some of
favorite
that.
jelly?
Probably, I was going to say it's between grape or strawberry.
Okay.
The two
Have
most
you ever had a
popular.
cream cheese and jelly sandwich?
I don't think I have.
You
on
should try it.
cracker. I think I had cream cheese and jelly on a cracker.
That's actually very good.
That's
another one of my go-tos. Or if I make tuna fish.
Yes.
I'm a tuna fish eater, but it has to have globs of Miracle Whip. So
Not
it gets
mayonnaise.
No, I'm a Miracle Whip. I'm a
Yeah.
Miracle Whip kind of guy with tuna fish.
It's been so long since I had the Miracle Whip on anything.
Just
I'm a
because I don't
mayo
like the
freak.
taste of the tuna.
Okay.
Now you're mayo.
I'm
Right?
mayo.
You're a mayo
and,
girl.
And I gotta have Lay's potato chips with the sandwich.
Okay.
That just kind of goes hand in hand.
What about a little can of soup? Soup in a sandwich.
Take or leave it. Take or
Okay.
leave the soup, but I gotta have the chips with my
Okay.
sandwich.
All right. Very
Usually-
good. It is 6:21 on the Get Up and Go show. It's time for news. Let's go to the news desk where Bonnie's standing by. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Governor Ron DeSantis is addressing the recent spike in COVID cases. He wants the federal government to free up more monoclonal antibodies to treat those who get infected.
Federal government has cornered the entire market. They basically took control of the supply in September. We had done a deal with GlaxoSmithKline on the sotrovimab, which a lot of people think is the most effective against Omicron. And that is no longer a possibility because the feds have an exclusive arrangement.
Florida is seeing a dramatic rise in COVID hospitalizations. The CDC reports the number of those hospitalized with COVID last week was up 110% compared to the week before. Almost 5,800 people were hospitalized as of Sunday. Amid a rise in Omicron COVID cases, Governor Ron DeSantis is reiterating that he will not be closing any schools or businesses.
And you can't let any type of hysteria undercut the normal functioning of society.
DeSantis wants the federal government to send more monoclonal antibodies to the state and says the state will set up more sites if they get more doses. The Food and Drug Administration has issued approval for a booster shot of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine for children as young as 12. The Pfizer vaccine is the first booster shot to receive emergency authorization for young teens and preteens. Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine was approved for use in adolescents in May, and the CDC has recommended adults seek a booster shot 6 months after their final dose. That means that many teens will immediately be eligible for additional shots as soon as they are available. As the infectious Omicron variant continues to surge nationwide and hospitalizations of children increase, school policies on the Treasure Coast have minimally shifted with students returning to school this week. In Indian River County, the school district will implement temporary mask requirements for staff. School board members were briefed Monday when the schools plan for reopening Wednesday. The district deputy superintendent, Scott Bass, says, as of right now, we will be requiring staff and visitors to wear masks when social distancing isn't possible until January 14. Officials will reevaluate this plan January 14, depending on the number of positive cases at each school, Bass said. For students, the school district is encouraging mask wearing when social distance is not possible, but there will be no mask mandate. The school district's new COVID-19 response guidelines say students only have to isolate at home for 5 days in accordance with the CDC's updated guidelines. And the public should avoid contact with the water on the eastern shoreline of Lake Okeechobee at the Port Myakka Lock and Dam. That contains toxic algae traces. State officials warned Monday the potentially harmful cyanobacteria, commonly called blue-green algae, contained 0.25 parts per billion of the toxin microcystin on December 27, according to latest Florida Department of Environmental Protection data. At 8 parts per billion, the toxin makes water too hazardous to touch, ingest, or inhale for people, pets, and wildlife, according to the Environmental Protection Agency. A September 27 health advisory for waters in the C-44 canal where the St. Lucie Lock and Dam was lifted November 30th. Along with the months-long advisories at Port Myakka. Monday's advisory, announced by the Florida Department of Health Office in Martin County, marks the first algae alert of the year for the Treasure Coast. Such alerts are most common in the hotter, wetter summer months. So what do you do if you do see an algae bloom? The Florida Department of Environmental Protection collects and analyzes algae bloom samples, so report a bloom to DEP online or via its toll-free hotline at 855-305-3903. And lastly, the coronavirus pandemic spurred an unprecedented real estate market this year as many people relocated to the Sunshine State when working remotely became the norm. Newcomers to the Treasure Coast flocked here, hoping to secure properties in high demand but low supply, which catapulted home sale prices. Historically, these cost increases would have deterred buyers and cooled the market, but not this year. The Tri-County region saw skyrocketing prices on both single-family residences and rental rates. Diminishing inventory slowed sales in the last few months, but experts have maintained their belief that demand will not slow anytime soon. Last night was Ben Roethlisberger's final home game, and here are the highlights.
Was it at the 50-yard line? First and goal. Ben, quick throw. Deontay Johnson hung on to that one. Touchdown, Steelers. Ben asked Deontay Johnson to step up this week. He's had a couple of drops here early, but that one, there was no question for the touchdown. Najee Harris to the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. And Ben, it's all yours. I think Mike Tomlin wanted to give him another chance, and everybody came on the field. He says, "Oh, forget it."
One last time. How do you leave this place, Ben?
I don't know. With a win. I'm just so thankful for the fans, my family, obviously, and the good. We still got another game. I'll be excited and ready to go for that, but this is just an awesome place.
Very nice that they won at home last night, and Ben Roethlisberger. Our news time is 6:28, and we'll have weather and traffic for you next.
$6:29 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie, how's it looking outside?
Well, Evan, no accidents, but like we did mention this morning, there is some roadblock on Port St. Lucie Boulevard. This is eastbound right before you get onto US Highway 1. And in fact, you're not going to get onto US 1 at that area. What I had to do this morning was take a little detour north there before getting back on US 1 and heading southbound. And that little detour I took was like right around that Checkers, Applebee's area, the roads back there. But no accidents. And if you see something, say something. Always tell us at 220-9788, 220-WSTU. 58 in Stewart this morning. Yes, nice and cool. And in Baracoa, Cuba, a balmy 69. Here's our weather at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning running 10 to 20 degrees cooler than yesterday morning thanks to a passing cold front. Morning lows in the mid to upper 50s and some upper 40s inland. This afternoon, highs in the mid to upper 70s, pleasant weather with low humidity and partly sunny skies. Tomorrow, morning lows in the upper 50s, afternoon highs in the upper 70s, staying mainly dry with low rain chances. For the end of the work week, moisture increases as a front stalls out over the area. Some showers possible and a little warmer with highs in the upper 70s to low 80s. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
The Get Up and Go Show would love to hear from you live on the air. Give us a call at any time. Now let's get back to the program. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
When you think cryptocurrency, you think
Bitcoin, Shiba, Robinhood.
No, Radio Shack is rebranding as...
You mean the place that used to be in the strip mall that used to sell cables and cheap electronics?
Yeah, rebranding as a cryptocurrency exchange platform.
Didn't they file for bankruptcy in 2015?
And now they're leading the way for blockchain tech to reach mainstream adoption.
You don't even know what that means, do you?
No. Want to buy a camcorder or a cassette player that also features radio?
No, but good luck with your cryptocurrency thing. I'm sure you're going to kill it.
Radio Shack Crypto. Come on, take a chance.
Speaking of Radio Shack, when I was a kid, I had a remote control car from there. It was the best.
Do you remember Radio Shack used to be in all the different malls? You'd go in and, they were known for all their cables and electronics and things like that.
I do remember Radio Shack.
Yeah.
And, actually, I kind of miss them. And, like if cryptocurrency, if there was one on the corner, you'd be taking a chance.
Mm-hmm.
But, when people take chances, you just never know.
Yeah, Radio Shack was really cool. I miss that store a lot. My very first computer came from a Radio Shack, and it ran on a DOS system.
It did now.
Windows was not
Boy, that was like
around back in the day.
That was like the day of the dinosaur.
It was like
when it ran
$1,600.
Oh, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was people were wanting it at the time, and they would run to Radio Shack and get it. So that demand was high. That price was high too, wasn't it?
Yeah, and also was my nerves because I couldn't figure out how to use the damn thing. So after countless tries, I said the heck with it, and I just returned it and got my money back.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You would seem like the kind of guy who would sit there and tinker with it until you figured it out.
I wasn't that knowledgeable in electronics way back in the day. This is going back to like the late 80s.
Maybe you weren't as patient back then.
And there were you had to put floppy disks in for everything because there was no hard drive.
I remember. Wasn't that weird using the floppy disks?
It's crazy.
And then they would get all dusty and everything, and
it was crazy.
You couldn't even you'd have to wipe them off with a little cloth, and that was a frustrating the times.
Yeah, the times. Speaking of times, let's go to some viral videos. So I have two viral videos. One, I'm just going to explain what it is because there's really no sound for it. It's a guy that's in Indonesia, and he's walking in the rain when a lightning bolt strikes his umbrella, knocks him clearly down to the ground. It looks like a fireworks explosion.
I would hate to be holding an umbrella in any kind of a lightning storm.
And you see him lying on the ground, and then after a while, he gets up.
He just gets up like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
He shook it off.
I'll show you the video, Bonnie.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me pull it up here on my computer. On my pewter.
How does a guy get up after he gets struck
I don't know.
holding an umbrella in lightning?
All right. So here's the guy. There he is, Bonnie. He's walking across. He's holding the umbrella. Okay. You see him. You'll see the lightning strike him. I mean, it's a solid hit any second now. Here we go. And bam. Is that amazing?
Wow.
And then he laid there, and then people came over to him, and then he got up. But it's like the lightning, it like blew him up completely. Just completely rattled his brain.
I can't even imagine. I didn't see the part where he got up though, Evan.
No.
Did he get
It was in the print.
That he
It was in the print
afterward?
that he got up after about 5 minutes. He got up.
Could you imagine the lightning, that bolt going through your body like that?
Mhm.
How does a guy get up and recover from that?
Well, he's probably got no more hair left on his body, number one, because it got singed off.
Yeah. He reminds me of one of those birds I was talking about yesterday, when a bird hits the window and boom, that birdie goes down. But then a few minutes later, you see a birdie get up and start to fly away.
Exactly. There's a famous YouTuber called Charlie Barons who imagined what it would be like if you had a conversation with the computer screen at the gas pump. It starts with the computer trying to tell them and sell them a car wash and just a whole bunch of
Do you
other
like
things.
those computer screens at the gas
I
pump
don't.
when
That
they
does nothing for
entertain
me.
you for a little bit?
No, because if something catches your eye and it's a story about something, and then you're done pumping your gas and you got to put the handle up, you have no way to watch the rest of it.
Lately, mine's been telling you to go get a Slurpee or
No.
how you can save on some candy or some sort of thing where they sell there.
All right. Well, here's Charlie Behrens talking to the machine.
What is your zip code?
54220.
Would you like a car wash?
Nope. I'll get one when it rains.
Are you a rewards member?
Nope.
Would you like to sign up today?
No.
Are you aware you could get 3% back on all purchases?
No, I wasn't.
Okay. Well, you could get 3% back on all purchases.
You gotta be kidding me. No.
Have you seen a therapist about your anger issues?
What?
Is your anger just a disguise for your sadness?
I don't know. You don't have a maybe button.
I understand. It's going to be okay.
Thank you. I just don't even want to talk to about it.
I'm here for you. Perhaps you just need a safe space to express your sadness.
Yeah.
Would you like a car wash?
That's amazing.
Driving away crying.
Yes. That just
I never heard my gas pump little TV monitor ask me if I need a therapist or how I'm feeling or anything like that.
I don't know.
I don't know.
That was weird.
I don't know how they got it to do that.
That was weird. That was definitely weird. Here's another viral video of 3 family members. They did what's called the cookie on the forehead challenge. You ever heard of that before?
Where you put maybe a cookie on your dog's forehead and
No.
you say, wait, okay, it's all ready if you eat it.
I've done that with
the
Kaya.
dog?
I put the cookie here.
Yes.
And she'll keep it right there on her snout. And when I say go, she'll just like go and she'll grab
It'll
it
be
right
gone
midair.
like in a second.
But the cookie on the forehead challenge is where you tilt your forehead back and you put a cookie here.
Oh, we have humans doing this
Yes.
one.
Oh, this is a good one. Wait till you see the video and you'll hear it. And you have to tilt your head down and get the cookie to fall down your face and into your mouth.
You have to have a lot of patience
No
for that to
hands.
play that one too.
No hands at all.
You gotta have the right kind of ski slope on your nose.
Yeah,
for
so
that
listen, there you go.
cookie.
No.
Here you go. So here they are. Look. You see them. That one fell. Now this guy, watch. Look at this guy. It's on his eyeball now. His fell. Now here's the last one, Bonnie. Watch him. He's got it on his eye, and he gets it down. It's getting down to his cheek, and he's got it just about there. And he's tilting his head, and he did it.
He was so close. He's so close, and he got it.
And he got it.
Yep, down in the crevice, that cookie fell.
Yeah.
Hours of fun for the family, right? That family was having so much fun with that.
How to keep yourself amused in these trying times and do the head on the cookie challenge.
Looks like that was during Christmas, and well, we could have done a lot of that because we had a lot of Christmas cookies for the holidays.
We definitely did.
And admittedly, some of them too went in the garbage. We had so many.
Oh my gosh.
My friend brought over some sugar cookies that she made, and last night when I was cleaning out the garbage or cleaning out the refrigerator, I'm like, do we need these pretty Christmas cookies anymore? No, toss them. They're
Get
pretty,
rid of
but
them.
they're pretty, but not
Is there an
edible.
expiration date on the box?
No, because she made them homemade. So who the heck knows what it expires when you say it expires.
If they're homemade, there's no expiration date. You have to kind of use your judgment. A couple of days and that's it.
When you get that feeling, right?
Especially if you take them out and you throw them against the wall and it puts a hole in the wall. I think they're a little expired.
You know, if we lived in Wisconsin, we could have taken them outside and used them for hockey pucks. Yeah.
There you go. Now that's a great idea.
Play them on the ice.
Bonnie, did you know that 40% of adults say they are embarrassed by their middle name and blame their parents for it?
Are you embarrassed by your middle name?
My middle name is Alan.
Alan's, now that's
Evan
a good
Allen
middle
at
name.
9.
Yeah.
May I ask what yours is?
I think Gary's is also Alan.
Oh.
Alan.
Okay.
I think it is.
Okay.
Mine is K.
Oh, Bonnie Ashley K. Okay. I like that one.
Kay.
All right. Very good. I like that one. Rachel's is Diane. Rachel Diane 9.
That's a pretty one.
Yeah, Diane. And let me see. Gavin's is Gavin Michael.
Okay, that's good. Michael's a good, solid
Yep.
Catholic name.
Darren, my oldest son, is named after two things. His middle name is named after my father, Joseph. So he's Darren Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
And he's also named after what I do for a living, DJ.
Oh,
I purposely
Darren
named him that.
DJ.
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 Darren Joseph. If you shorten it up, DJ, that's what I do for a living.
DJ. That's Dan and Roseanne's boy too on the Connors.
Oh, is it?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And,
all right.
And Roseanne. DJ.
Now, Haley is Haley Elizabeth. She's named after a soap opera star.
Which one?
I don't know. I couldn't.
You gotta ask
I couldn't
your
tell
wife.
you. And no, that the ex-wife.
The ex-wife will know this.
named the twins. And then Dylan is named after 90210. Luke Perry. Dylan McKay.
Oh, okay.
So his name, middle and first and middle name is Dylan
Dylan
McKay. Yeah, he's named after Luke
one
Perry.
Of those 90210 kids.
Yeah, one of those 90210 kids. We have a call. Let's grab the call real quick if I could press this button. Hi, good morning. You're on the radio.
One call. So anyway, this is Palm City Charlie, as you know.
Gee,
so
you know what led me to believe that?
Wait.
Go ahead.
Naming his kid Killer. Oh my God. Think about that. Right?
What am I supposed to think about?
No. Like imagine a person whose profession is a bad profession and he names his kid Killer. You know?
Have you ever heard of any kid with that name?
Well, I've heard of kids that have had the nickname Killer.
Oh, yeah. It's a nickname before.
Yeah.
I never
don't
heard it as
I just thought, and I also thought, and I love you guys, you're giving out a lot of information. I mean, people stealing identities and stuff.
Right.
I guess I'm too careful. So.
Well, I don't have to worry about my identity being stolen because I've got like Fort Knox on all my personal information.
And also, you've had so many radio names, people would be confused.
I know, right? I'm like, I have all these alter egos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because is 9 Puerto Rican?
It is actually, and 9 is my legal last name.
And that is Puerto Rican.
It is Puerto Rican because my dad's name was here's the background of it, Charlie. My dad, when he lived in Puerto Rico, he was known as Jose Nine.
Oh,
that's how you pronounced it.
Right, Jose Nine.
N-E was with a little slant apostrophe over the E, right?
He was Jose Nine in Puerto Rico. Then he moved to the States and he changed from Jose to Joseph, and he went from Nine to 9. And people would always ask me, well, why wasn't it Nueve? And I'm like, because in Spanish it was Nine, and then he had a legal name change to 9.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep, that makes a lot of sense.
I don't know if I ever mentioned that years ago I received my family tree from somebody living in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And a few years me that he got the same thing. A story that my grandmother used to tell me, and she was born in 1900.
Mm-hmm.
Literally was on the family tree.
Wow.
It's amazing. Somebody in Italy stole some bread and ran. They were going to hang the guy in the 1700s.
Wow.
And ended up in Puerto Rico. And supposedly somebody in our family helped develop the Puerto Rican flag.
Oh,
wow.
Go on the family tree.
Very cool. Very
amazing.
Cool.
That's you never know what you find out with your family history, right?
Well, thanks for calling in, Charlie. We got to get to news, as you well know.
That was my first call.
That's number 1. We'll have number 2 in the 7 o'clock hour, and number 3 in
well,
the
we're
8
counting in
hour.
twos today. Okay.
Oh, we're doing twos today. All right, buddy. Take care. Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news, all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. For the best deals in town on precious metals, it's always St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Here's Bonnie with the headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning. Governor Ron DeSantis is addressing the recent spike in COVID cases. He wants the federal government to free up more monoclonal antibodies to treat those who get infected.
Federal government has cornered the entire market. They basically took control of the supply in September. We had done a deal with GlaxoSmithKline on the sotrovimab, which a lot of people think is the most effective against Omicron. And that is no longer a possibility because the feds have an exclusive arrangement.
Florida is seeing a dramatic rise in COVID hospitalizations. The CDC reports the number of those hospitalized with COVID last week was up 110% compared to the week before. Almost 5,800 people were hospitalized as of Sunday. The Food and Drug Administration has issued approval for a booster shot of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine for children as young as 12. The Pfizer vaccine is the first booster shot to receive emergency authorization for young teens and preteens. Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine was approved for use in adolescents in May, and the CDC has recommended adults seek a booster shot 6 months after their final dose. That means that many teens will immediately be eligible for additional shots as soon as they are available. The Kravis Center announced Monday that they would be rescheduling Summer, the Donna Summer musical. According to the venue, there are breakthrough COVID-19 cases within the company of the show. The Kravis on Broadway performances are rescheduled to May 20th through the 26th, 2022. Tickets for the January shows will automatically be moved to the new performance dates. Ticket holders will receive tickets with the new dates. All other shows at the Kravis Center are scheduled as planned, as the coronavirus outbreak was limited to the company of Summer. A new mask policy takes effect today in Orange County schools. Superintendent Barbara Jenkins announced yesterday that all adults, including employees, visitors, and vendors, must wear a mask in OCPS buildings and vehicles. The next mayor of St. Petersburg won't get to hold an in-person inauguration after testing positive for COVID.
Mayor-elect Ken Welch was set to be sworn in on the steps of St. Petersburg City Hall Thursday, but he'll now take the oath of office and deliver his inauguration message virtually. Welch's campaign says he tested positive for COVID Monday and will stay in isolation until January 10th following current CDC guidelines. Welch will become St. Petersburg's 54th mayor and its first African-American mayor when he's sworn in. I'm Gordon Bird.
2 elephants died within days of each other at the ABQ Biopark Zoo in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Zoo officials said that Thorn, a 3-year-old male, died on Christmas Day. His sister Jasmine, an 8-year-old Asian elephant, died Sunday. The zoo said both elephants died from complications from the endotheliotropic herpes virus. As a community, we are all saddened by the loss of any elephants, especially young animals like Thorn and Jasmine. We know the professionals at ABQ Biopark and those from the EEHV advisory group that dedicated their time to administering the EEHV treatment regime gave it their all, said Dan Ash, president and the CEO of the Association of Zoos and Aquariums. EEHV causes hemorrhagic disease that can be fatal for young elephants. It's the leading cause of death for Asian elephant calves and can strike elephants in the wild and in human care. That's a statement from a zoo official. Lastly, SeaWorld Orlando is announcing an opening date for its long-awaited new thrill ride. Icebreaker will be SeaWorld's first launch coaster and will officially open February 18th. The Cleveland Browns quarterback Baker Mayfield confirmed Monday night he will be having off-season surgery to repair the torn labrum in his non-throwing left shoulder, an injury he has played through since week 2. With the Browns already eliminated from playoff contention, Mayfield also didn't rule out sitting for Cleveland's final game on Sunday against the visiting Cincinnati Bengals, but he said he would be conferring with his agent and family before making the decision. I'm an extremely competitive guy, Mayfield said, following Cleveland's 26-14 loss last night at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now it's time for me to start looking at what's in the best interest of me and my health. Hey, we see congratulations to J4K Buckeyes in Lenny's Pick'em League. The winner this week, he picked 14 correct. Therefore, he wins a nice $25 gift certificate from the St. Lucie Draft House. J4K Buckeyes, congrats and enjoy. Our news time is 6:53, and we'll have weather and traffic together next.
$6:54 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie, what's going on outside?
Well, no traffic accidents, so it's all looking like a good ride. So far, so good if you're heading out the door. Just keep in mind, saw a little bit of road work as we approached Highway US 1 this morning, heading east on Port St. Lucie Boulevard. So there was a traffic tie-up in that area with police blocking and the cones involved where you got to take a little bit of a detour to get back onto US 1. So just use some caution there. And that's your latest look at traffic. Cool for us this morning, too. It's 54 in Port St. Lucie and in Frankenmuth, Michigan. A chilly bones 19 above. Here's our weather at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning running 10 to 20 degrees cooler than yesterday morning thanks to a passing cold front. Morning lows in the mid to upper 50s and some upper 40s inland. This afternoon, highs in the mid to upper 70s, pleasant weather with low humidity and partly sunny skies. Tomorrow, morning lows in the upper 50s, afternoon highs in the upper 70s, staying mainly dry with low rain chances. For the end of the work week, moisture increases as a front stalls out over the area. Some showers possible and a little warmer with highs in the upper 70s to low 80s.
I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
Coming up on 6:59 on the Get Up and Go show. Coming up next hour, we're going to have more stuff for you and entertain you with hour number 2. We'll have birthdays and anniversaries. And then in hour number 3, the return of Chief Deputy John Budenseek from the Martin County Sheriff's Office. He'll give us an update. We're going to be talking about body cameras and the effects and the usage and things like that with Major Chief Deputy. I can't get used to saying Chief Deputy. Used to call him Major all the time.
We did, yeah. He's chief deputy now,
And he's
though.
number 2 guy in charge, right under Sheriff William Snyder. Anyway, we'll be back. We'll take a short pause for the cause. We're WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world, it's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
Well, thank you very much, Madam Announcer. It is Tuesday, January the 4th, 2022.
What's up, my brother?
I don't know. What's up, my brother? What do you got for me?
I've got good news and good news.
All right. Well, tell me.
Tell him the good news.
All right. Well, we'll tell you the good news here in just a few moments. In the meantime, it is 7:08 this morning. Madam Clock, would you please give us the time?
It's 7:08 a.m.
7:08 a.m. as the young lady says in the box, and the top of the morning to you, Miss Bonnie.
And we say good morning, and we say welcome those listening in the Martin County, Stuart area, and perhaps if we do have any listeners from the St. Lucie County area, we welcome one and all. Welcome to the Tuesday show.
That's right. We are here to entertain you for 3 hours. If you have any suggestion, we have a box outside our front door that has a padlock on it. Just put your little suggestion in the box. Unfortunately, we don't have the key, so we'll never get to
it. I found a new keychain in the drawer last night.
Did you?
You know where it came from?
Where?
I think it came from the Palm Beach County Police. Remember when you brought in all of those little goodies from the sheriff's?
Oh,
the
my
sheriff's
friend,
department?
Michelle at Palm Beach Sheriff's Office. Yes.
I was putting away my holiday decorations last night, including up in the attic, in the cupboards, in the drawers, and there I found that little bag of goodies from the sheriff down there.
Oh, wow.
And lo and behold, I have a new keychain this morning.
Do you?
And magnets for the refrigerator.
There you
And
go.
a ton of pens that they sent. They
Man.
sent some really good goodies in that package. I just
Yes,
love
indeed.
it.
Yes, indeed. It was a nice little care package, courtesy of my good friend. Let's do some birthdays.
News on the radio. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
If you are born today, January the 4th, 2022, we say happy birthday to you. Bonnie, what do you got?
Happy birthday to my friend Dan, who's from Texas. And
Dan the man.
He met a rich lady, so now he's been kind of touring the state of Florida. Every time I look at Facebook, he's on another beach with a lady friend.
Really?
And she's wealthy.
Wait a minute. So,
And
Dan.
he's not doing too badly either. So
So he hooked up with money, is what you're saying, basically.
But some money meeting more money. So
Wow.
What's wrong with that? What's the matter with that? Also, happy birthday up to Roger in
Maybe I'm with the wrong person.
northern Wisconsin.
Did I just say that? No.
Never rubber. I want to say rubberneck someone who
Yeah.
might look like they have more money and be loaded than you.
Have you seen that new TV show that's called,
Is
I
it
think it's Millionaire or something
Joe
like that?
Millionaire?
Joe Millionaire. Yeah, where one guy is a millionaire and one guy is an average Joe.
And you got the girl that's
Yeah.
maybe dating them can't tell the difference.
They have to
can't
pick
tell which one is.
They have to pick one.
I have to tune in for that. I have
I've
to give
seen
that
the
a chance.
teasers. I've seen the teasers for that. It looks pretty damn good.
I bet it's kind of entertaining.
Mhm.
Now, does it give you the guy that is the millionaire, you as the viewer? I wonder.
No, it doesn't. It's
So
a cliffhanger.
you're kind of wondering too, and trying to
Exactly.
decide with the woman. And I wonder if they're going to do a vice versa, where it's they're going to have Jill millionaire, maybe where the woman would be the millionaire,
Mm.
and the guy would get to choose.
I
which
think
one
they
of the
should.
girls.
I think they should because tit for tat. I think it needs to. If you can do one, you darn sure can certainly do the other.
They have a bachelor and they have a bachelorette. They'll probably it'll probably come to that.
Equal rights.
Yes,
I agree with you.
You know what? One I haven't watched in eons is that Love at First Sight, which you had me watching. Is it called
Married at First Sight.
Married at First Sight.
Yes.
Did they make any new ones?
Oh
in
yeah,
the
there's
past, or
there's new going on right now.
new seasons. And,
It
and all
always
that?
runs. It's constantly running all
Oh,
the
man.
time.
So there's my brainless TV that maybe I'll go to watch if
There you
I
go.
feel like watching.
There you go.
Something where I can just get lost for a little while.
All right. Daphne Keene is 17 years old today. That's Wolverine's kid in Logan and the star of his Dark Materials. Carrie Condon 39 years old today. That's the Irish lass who's the voice of Friday. Darcy Carden is 42. That's Janet on The Good Place. Jeannie Mai is 43. Holy moly, sideline reporter and Dancing with the Stars fan favorite who is forced to back out of season 29 for emergency surgery.
Holy moly. I don't know that
Mhm.
one either.
Neither
Holy
do I.
moly, Rocky.
I couldn't
I
tell
don't
you.
know any of these people so far.
Jill Marie Jones is 47 years old today. She was Amanda Fisher on Ash versus Evil Dead. Benjamin Darville is 55. That's the former crash test dummy. Deanna Carter. Now, we all know who she is. She's a country music artist. Beautiful young lady. She is 56 years old today, Bonnie.
I wonder if she's any relation to, what's her last name? Carter?
June Carter Cash.
Maybe June Carter Cash.
Don't know.
Wonder if she's related to that Carter family.
Julia Ormond, 57 years old today. That's Joanna Beecham on The Witches of East End. Dot Marie Jones is 58. That's the transgender coach Bestie on Glee.
Oh, yeah, from Glee. And
Mhm.
how would you like to have a name, the first name being your name, Dot?
Dot.
Hi, Dot.
Hi, Dot. Well, it's probably short for Dottie or Dorothy.
I'm sure.
Has to
yeah,
be.
yeah, I'm sure it is.
Has to be.
Mhm.
David Foley is 59 years old today. News Radio, Dr. Ken and Kids in the Hall. Graham McTavish is 61. That's the Saint of Killers on AMC's Preacher.
So Dave Foley from Kids in the Hall,
Mhm.
59. That was a funny show
Mhm.
way back when. Those guys were from Canada,
Mhm.
comedians from Canada.
Michael Stipe is 62. That's REM, one of the REM people.
Shiny, happy people
Yeah.
holding hands and losing my religion.
That's they're probably their most famous song, Losing My Religion. He has Max Headroom and country singer Patty Loveless, 65 years old
Oh
today.
my, Patty
Wow.
Loveless, yeah.
Yeah.
Getting up there.
How about Tina Knowles, 68 years old? That's Beyonce and Solange's mama. Tina Knowles. Diane Cannon is 85. That's the Bombshell. She is Judge Whipper Cohn on Ally McBeal.
Diane Cannon,
Mhm.
yeah, that's an old Hollywood name, like a
Mhm.
blonde bombshell. She
Yes,
was.
yes.
85 today.
Mhm.
Let's see, she's in the Willie Nelson 1980 classic Honeysuckle Rose.
Yep.
Kind of an old movie there that you can watch with Willie.
Mhm.
Warren Beatty's 1978 classic Heaven Can Wait. She
Mhm.
was in. Wow, I've got to watch a couple of those movies and revisit Diane Cannon.
Celebrating a birthday in the heavens, Coach Don Shula had the undefeated season with the Miami Dolphins, passed away in 2020. Passed away at the age of, was it 90 years old?
Yeah.
Yeah, 90
wow.
years old he lived to be.
90.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
That's a good age. Heavyweight boxing champ Floyd Patterson celebrating a birthday in the heavens. He passed away in 2006. Wow.
He fought, looks like he fought Muhammad Ali in
Mhm.
1972.
Mhm.
That's probably one of those that my mom and dad was watching. It seemed like they had the Ali fights on all the time.
Mhm.
And then you would have Howard Cosell ringside.
Mhm.
And we usually had the fights on at home.
The famous line from Howard Cosell when he fought, when Muhammad Ali fought Joe Frazier, I remember it like it was yesterday. Howard Cosell would say, "Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier.
Oh,
Frazier
yeah.
is down."
Was Cosell originally from like the Boston area?
York.
New York?
New
Was
York.
he? Yeah.
His grandson, Colin Cosell, is the PA announcer over at Citi Field in New York for the New York Mets.
That's very cool.
And he does.
And does he sound like Howard
Well,
Cosell?
normally he doesn't, but when he does an imitation,
Oh, he can imitate
he
his
can
dad.
imitate his granddad like you have no idea.
So this is his grandson, not his
Yes.
son.
Right, his grandson.
Yeah.
He can imitate his granddad like no you would think you were talking to Howard
A
Cosell.
chip off the old block.
Yeah, I'll have to get him to call in one morning
Yeah,
to the
right.
show and have him on.
Yeah.
Hi, good morning. You're on the radio.
It's my second call. So
Number
I
two.
saw Cassius Clay fight Sonny Liston in a drive-in theater. You know, it was like here's the film of it. Unbelievable. But as Cassius Clay.
As Cassius Clay, not Muhammad Ali. That
Right.
was his alter ego.
In the beginning of his
At the very beginning.
career, he was Cassius Clay.
Right, exactly. A
Yeah.
lot of people don't know
my
that,
son was
Charlie.
born in 72.
Was he?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's about to turn 50
Oh my gosh.
Oh my word. Where does he live?
on Long Island.
Oh, okay.
very
So you
nice.
go up
He
and
told
see
me, he
him?
sent me a message, guys. It's 20 degrees and a wind chill.
Wow, it's cold up there right
Yeah.
now.
He works outside. He's for the railroad. They're putting in a third rail.
Oh, boy, he's got to keep moving to keep warm. Is he doing that
No,
today?
he can't keep moving, Bon. He's got a really great job now because they pay him a lot of money, and he's like a crossing guard, making sure messes around, him and another guy.
Oh,
Money like unbelievable.
sweet.
Those guys
In
make good money up there, huh?
73, as a teacher, step 4, I was paid 10.5. Isn't that ridiculous?
Wow. That's
That's
crazy.
absurd.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
They asked me back. I went into the health spas and made a heck of a lot more money. All right.
All right, Charlie, have a
Adios.
great
Maybe
day.
I'll call you for a third call. You never know.
Anything is possible with you, Charlie. I mean,
There
maybe
you
you'll
go.
deliver us breakfast. Who knows? Anything is possible.
Maybe I'll parachute in. I'll have a plane fly over and I'll
Love it.
jump.
Love it. You can
Maybe
jump right on the
you'll
roof.
take a trip to Long Island and we
Yeah.
won't hear from you in a while.
Well, when I
Whoa.
used to fly after I got out of the military, I always wanted to parachute.
Okay.
And then I got over that. Okay. Goodbye.
Bye. Wow, you just fired the cannon.
I don't know. It was just an idea. Go to Long Island, visit the boy, visit the son.
Man. That was good. That was a good one.
I wouldn't mind taking a trip to Long Island right now and cooling off a little bit.
That'd be nice.
But 20 above, that's some cooling off.
Today is National Tom Thumb Day. General Tom Thumb, a dwarf actor, took the entertainment industry by storm. So if you see somebody that's vertically challenged, I never like to use the word short. I just think it's kind of demeaning. So I use vertically challenged.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It puts a little humor and a
Okay.
spin on it.
Maybe that's a little bit more politically correct now.
It's
as
like,
they might
hey,
say.
look at the short person, or instead you say, hey, look at the vertically challenged person.
Then what do you call like a tall person? Is it okay to just say that tall person
They're
over
not
there?
vertically challenged.
Yeah. That very long in stature
Right.
person over there.
Look at the ginormous person sitting over there.
Yep.
It's also National Weigh-In Day. Weigh in the latest fitness and diet routines to recover from the holiday eating period. So today is a day they say you're supposed to get on the scale, weigh yourself, and do something about it. And it's also World Braille Day. So let's spread awareness about Braille and all other forms of communication that are accessible. Now, my hat goes off to people that read by Braille. Hands down, I would never, ever say nothing negative about somebody that reads by Braille.
Right.
Because that's amazing how somebody can do that. That in itself is a
that
talent.
Yeah, by feel and by
Yeah.
feeling of the lettering, right?
Because if you
Yeah.
ever notice on, like, if you go to office buildings or things like that, they have the suite numbers and they also have the little Braille insignias.
I've seen that before.
So for people
Yeah.
that are vision impaired, they can touch and feel and they know exactly where they are.
Yeah. I went to school with a blind man,
Mhm.
and he was like 72 already when we went to massage therapy together.
Mhm.
He became a massage therapist.
Really? And he was visually impaired.
Visually impaired.
My hat goes off to that
He had always wanted to be one, and he got hired too in
Wow,
the area.
good for him. Good for him.
Because you see in massage, it's more of like you feel the muscle.
Yeah.
You don't have to have the perfect eyesight.
You don't need to see the muscle. It's all by
by
feeling touch.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And with a massage history, they say that some of the best therapists in the past started out blind.
Wow.
Like it goes in history where they did have some really good blind massage therapists.
Maybe they might just add that into the course curriculum when they teach, where they actually put a blindfold on the student, and you have to give a massage with the blindfold on to see how well you score, and you can go around the body.
We had to do that during class,
Mhm.
during one of our
Mhm.
classes. That was
That is pretty
what we
cool.
had to do.
That is definitely very, very
Yeah.
cool. It is 7:22 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie this morning. It's time for news. So without further ado, let's go to the news desk. Bonnie's standing by with the morning headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. The jury found former Theranos CEO Elizabeth Holmes guilty of 4 of the 11 criminal counts she faced. She was found not guilty on 4 other counts. The jury deadlocked on the 3 other charges. Earlier in the day, Judge Edward DeValia instructed jurors to try and come to a unanimous consensus on the 3 charges they deadlocked on. However, they were unable to reach an agreement. The jurors had spent roughly 40 hours spread across 7 days in deliberation. Holmes, age 37, faced 11 criminal charges alleging that she duped investors and patients by hailing her company's blood testing technology as a medical breakthrough. Holmes now faces up to 20 years in prison for each count, although legal experts say she is unlikely to receive the maximum sentence. Amid a rise in Omicron COVID cases, Governor Ron DeSantis is reiterating that he will not be closing any schools or businesses.
And you can't let any type of hysteria undercut the normal functioning of society.
DeSantis wants the federal government to send more monoclonal antibodies to the state and says the state will set up more sites if they get more doses. A Brevard County man is facing charges for refusing to wear a mask at the airport. 63-year-old Daniel Chase was arrested Saturday at Melbourne Orlando International Airport. Police say when an officer told him that masks were required, Chase yelled and cursed at the officer and said masks don't work. As the infectious Omicron variant continues to surge nationwide and hospitalizations of children increase, school policies on the Treasure Coast have minimally shifted with students returning to school this week. In Indian River, the school district will implement temporary mask requirements for staff. School board members were briefed Monday about the school's plan for reopening. The district deputy superintendent, Scott Bass, says as of right now, we will be requiring staff and visitors to wear masks when social distancing isn't possible until January 14. The school district is encouraging mask wearing when social distancing isn't possible, but there will be no mask mandate. The school district's new COVID-19 response guidelines say students only have to isolate at home for 5 days. That's in accordance with the CDC's updated guidelines. No one rang in 2022 with a major lottery win, as both the Powerball and Mega Millions jackpots remain up for grabs. The January 1st Powerball drawing, valued at $500 million, rolled over with no winners Saturday evening. The grand prize is now estimated at $522 million, with a cash value of $371 million. Mega Millions, which had a New Year's Eve drawing of $221 million, rolled over with no winners of that big prize. It had also rolled over twice before that and is now at $244 million prior to Tuesday's drawing. Cash value is an estimated $172.5 million. That would be a pretty good payday. And lastly, SeaWorld Orlando is announcing an opening date for its long-awaited new thrill ride. Icebreaker will be SeaWorld's first launch coaster, and that officially opens February 18th. Atlanta Hawks star point guard Trae Young scored an NBA season best 56 points. Wow. In a 136-131 loss to the Portland Trail Blazers Monday night. Now, Young shot 17 for 26 from the field, 7 for 12 from three-point distance, 15 for 15 from the line for his career-high scoring total, and added 14 assists. Also winning NBA yesterday, Golden State Warriors beat Miami Heat. Philadelphia over Houston. The Grizzlies beat the Brooklyn Nets. It was Chicago Bulls beating Orlando Magic last night. Our news time is 7:27. We'll have weather and traffic together for you next.
7:28 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie, how's it looking?
We do see one accident. This is in Palm City. It's on I-95 southbound at mile marker 109. No roadblock from this accident on I-95 southbound in Palm City. There's your latest look at traffic. Nice and cool for us. We have 58 in Palm City, and in Guanajuato, Mexico, it's a clear sky. It's 45. Here's our weather at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning running 10 to 20 degrees cooler than yesterday morning thanks to a passing cold front. Morning lows in the mid to upper 50s and some upper 40s inland. This afternoon, highs in the mid to upper 70s, pleasant weather with low humidity and partly sunny skies. Tomorrow, morning lows in the upper 50s, afternoon highs in the upper 70s, staying mainly dry with low rain chances. For the end of the work week, moisture increases as a front stalls out over the area. Some showers possible and a little warmer with highs in the upper 70s to low 80s.
I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
This is not headline news.
Britney Spears unfollowed Jamie Lynn Spears on Instagram. However, the two continue to follow each other on TikTok. WandaVision tops the list of the most pirated shows of 2021. Ironically, absent from the list, any shows about pirates. O.J. Simpson tweeted that Antonio Brown's meltdown during Sunday's game was total BS and inexcusable. And what better authority than O.J. when it comes to people losing their heads? And a woman who is in a COVID coma and near death on a ventilator woke up when doctors treated her with Viagra. She says it's the true definition of hard luck. This is not headline news.
From not headline news, we go to the stupid stuff.
And now it's time for Stupid News,
It's so stupid and awesome.
where we ask the important questions.
Are some people too stupid to live?
Why are people so stupid?
So I thought we'd go to the northeast of the United States to start with this morning, Bonnie, in Delaware.
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 Never been to Delaware.
Neither have I.
I wish to go though. I bet it's a beautiful state.
It's very small. Very small.
Very small, isn't it?
You blink and you're in and out of it.
Don't you take like some sort of bridge to get from maybe it's Connecticut
Couldn't
to
tell ya.
Delaware? And
Couldn't tell you. I don't know.
I've never been there, but I'd love to visit.
Well, a 44-year-old man in Delaware named McRoberts Williams. Yes, McRoberts is apparently his first name.
Is that like McLovin?
Yeah. Well,
McRoberts.
McRoberts robbed a Wells Fargo bank in Wilmington, Delaware this past Sunday. He walked up to the teller and handed her a note that said, quote, "This is a robbery. I need $150. She gave him the money and he ran out of the bank, but he didn't go all that far. He stopped at the ATM outside and used it to deposit the money into his own account.
Oh, just all $150 worth.
Robs the bank, goes outside, goes to the ATM, and deposits the money in his account.
His
and
checking
then,
or his savings account?
Don't know.
Did he have to pay an immediate bill?
I don't know, but then he ran off. The police later found him behind a nearby shopping center, and he reportedly told police that he traveled to Delaware by the exterior of a cargo train and that his mind is currently being controlled by a third party through an implant located somewhere in his body. McRoberts was charged with second-degree robbery and is currently being held on a $6,000 cash bond.
It looks like he's looking for that little insanity thing to go on.
There's so many things wrong with this story. So many things wrong. The guy robbed the bank and then he goes right outside to the ATM and tries to deposit the money.
And that little mechanism inside
Yeah.
of his, is it his brain
Yeah,
or
his
his
brain,
body?
yeah.
And
Yeah,
kind of
is controlling his mind.
told him to do it.
Yeah.
Go and do that sort of thing.
Exactly. It's an implant.
Ah,
That's crazy. A 4-year-old boy recently left his Sydney family gobsmacked after ordering more than $1,000 worth of gelato on a food delivery app,
a
including
4-year-old did this.
including a personalized birthday
Whoa.
cake and tubs of his favorite flavors of gelato.
$4,000 worth?
More than $1,000 worth.
$1,000, okay.
Christian King used his father's phone to order $1,139 worth of gelato and cakes from Gelato Messina on Uber Eats
Wow.
this past Monday.
He's 4 years old and he
Yes.
knows how to do this.
Oh, yeah.
He knows more than most adults do.
Well,
yeah.
his dad, Chris King, had on his phone to keep him distracted while his sister's touch football match was happening. He said his son warned him he had something on the way, but he didn't believe him until an Uber Eats delivery driver called his wife.
Wow.
And it was at that moment that he realized what was going on.
Well, you know what? If they win that touch football game, there'll be treats for all.
Yeah, treats for all.
They'll have a celebration.
Lots of gelato, $1,139
Yeah,
worth.
he's getting ready for that.
Man, that's pretty brutal. That is definitely a pretty brutal.
It's been a while since I got a gelato, but boy, I get it from Family Dollar once in a while. It's a vanilla with a cherry swirl.
Okay.
Boy, is it
I'm
good.
feeling good about this call, and I'm feeling that it's not number 3 this morning, Bonnie. I'm feeling it's not number 3.
Could it be Phil from jury duty?
I don't know. Or could it be the wife on the way to work where the kids are returning to school? Let's find out. Good morning. You're on the radio.
It was your third choice.
Oh, it was my third choice. Well, they say third time's a charm.
Is it your first day back to work, Rachel?
I've been back to work, but today is the first day that the kids come back.
Oh, they're going to be feeling blue, and many of them probably getting emotional. You better bring a box of Kleenex.
That or a bottle of bourbon.
Well, I was laughing as you were reading the last story because Gavin has done that on my phone when he was little, except he ordered, he was doing in-app purchases because he was buying clothes for his Kick the Buddy.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
Clothes for what now?
There was a game when he was younger on my phone called Kick the Buddy.
Wow.
And he would log on to, and I let him play it on my phone and not think anything about it. I had to change my password to my Apple Play, and my iTunes or whatever it was where you can do in-app purchases.
Yeah.
He figured out my password. And
Yeah.
I had gotten a statement, and it was like I had spent $30. I'm thinking, this is a mistake. And I was looking at the stuff, and then the next day there was I think it was a $45 charge.
Holy man.
And I was like,
yeah.
And I'm looking, and these were all apps that were on my phone, but a majority of them were for Kick the Buddy. And when I asked him, he's like, well, yeah. He goes, he needed new clothes.
You got to change your password then. And
we did that, and he figured it out.
Imagine that. We got to do that at home. When we order movies, we'll order a movie for Jaden once in a while and either rent it. Sometimes we buy it. But when Gary clicks in the password on the TV, Jaden has to look away. He'll
Really?
be like, turn around.
He has one of those photographic memories.
He does. And
Kid's smart.
He'll be ordering movies up all day if he knew the password.
Lordy.
So.
Oh, yeah. But yeah,
gosh.
Gavin did that. I think I ended up with a total of almost $100.
And we had to pay it.
A little bit better than 1,000, but still,
Well,
he could have. Yeah, that could have added up, right?
The Kick the Buddy had plenty of clothes now.
Yep, plenty of clothes.
Plenty of clothes. So, as we know, our good friend from Kentucky is 40 miles out of the state Florida line. He'll be arriving around 12 noon today, which means our house will be cleaned when he gets there and cooked and ready for us when we get home later.
Wait, shouldn't it be the other way? If he's your guest and he's coming, shouldn't you have a little bit of dinner?
But he takes charge.
Ready?
He takes charge. He likes to do stuff. That's just him.
So he's not sick of cooking from the holidays.
No,
because he
absolutely
likes
not.
to cook.
This guy loves to cook. He loves to clean. He likes to clean more than I do.
And following the holidays, I feel burnt out from all of that.
Yeah,
where I don't even want to cook or clean.
And then I got to take him down to the Ford dealership because he wants to buy a new vehicle.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, he wants to get rid of the truck and he wants a car or a small SUV like an Escape or something. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. So, anyway. All right. Well, listen, give all the kids hugs and kisses from Bonnie and I.
Yeah.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah. And give George one, too, when he arrives.
Yeah, I will do. You can kiss him in person when you see him. I'll bring him in here. I'll bring him in here and let him torment you for 3 hours. You know what I'll do, Bonnie? Here's what I'm going to do. I just came up with this great idea.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to bring in the induction cooker one morning with George. I'm going to bring in eggs and a pan that'll work on the induction cooker.
Yeah.
And I'm going to let George cook us breakfast live on the air.
I bet he wouldn't mind that either.
I'll bring in the home fries and everything, and he'll do it up.
Wow. We're going to have breakfast here.
Yeah, we'll have breakfast in the studio.
One of these mornings.
Yeah, we'll have him cook up breakfast live in the studio.
I'll make sure not to eat before I come.
I'll let you know what day we're going to do it.
Save the appetite.
Yeah,
yep.
That'll work.
Definitely. If George is doing the cooking, I hear he's amazing.
Yeah, I'll even bring I'll bring a toaster in too, so we can have some toast and stuff like that.
All right.
So I'll do it up right. Anyway, all right, kiddo. Have a great day. I got to run.
Love you.
See you. Love you too. So anyway, yeah, so we'll do that. We'll definitely arrange that because he's here he goes home on Monday. So maybe on Friday. I'll bring him in on Friday with the pots and the pans and the
Wow.
induction cooker and the eggs and
Mhm.
all that, and we'll
Ooh.
whip up a feast here in studio.
That'll be amazing.
You like omelets?
Yes, of course.
Okay, what kind of omelet
I
do you
like
like?
any kind of breakfast food. Anything really in the omelet is fine by me.
Ham,
Spinach, if he wants to
cheese.
put in
Do
cheese.
you like ham and cheese and onions?
Of course.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So I'll get some ham and some cheese and onions. I just have to remember to do all that.
It'll all be good.
Yes.
Yep.
And home fries.
Yeah,
We
or
got the microwave
hash
out there.
browns.
Yeah.
My favorite is hash browns with cheddar cheese and onions, and mix with a little dabble of ketchup.
Oh,
or
you know
hot
what? I
sauce.
can bring in my Ninja Foodie too, and we can do hash browns. And the Ninja Foodie, I can air fry them. You know, like the hash browns you get at McDonald's.
Oh, I bet they're very. I didn't do that yet.
Oh,
My
they're
Ninja
good.
Foodie. I
They're
bet that
good.
is. I did a burgers last night in it. I've never done breakfast in my foodie yet.
Oh yeah, you can put hash browns in there and put it on air fry.
That'd be a
and
lot
they're just like
cleaner.
Mickey D's.
Be a lot cleaner than frying it in the frying
Less
pan
oil.
on the stove.
Less oil, a lot
Yeah.
healthier.
Yeah.
It is 7:43 this morning on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Bonnie standing by at the news desk with the morning headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning once again. Governor Ron DeSantis is addressing the recent spike in COVID cases. He wants the federal government to free up more monoclonal antibodies to treat those who get infected.
Federal government has cornered the entire market. They basically took control of the supply in September. We had done a deal with GlaxoSmithKline on the sotrovimab, which a lot of people think is the most effective against Omicron. And that is no longer a possibility because the feds have an exclusive arrangement.
Florida is seeing a dramatic rise in COVID hospitalizations. The CDC reports the number of those hospitalized with COVID last week was up 110% compared to the week before. Almost 5,800 people were hospitalized as of Sunday. The Kravis Center announced Monday that they would be rescheduling Summer, the Donna Summer musical. According to the venue, there are breakthrough COVID-19 cases within the company of the show. The Kravis on Broadway performances are rescheduled to May 20th through the 26th, 2022. Tickets for the January shows will automatically be moved to the new performance dates. Ticket holders will receive tickets with the new dates. All other shows at the Kravis Center are scheduled as planned, as the coronavirus outbreak was limited to the company of Summer. The next mayor of St. Petersburg won't get to hold an in-person inauguration after testing positive for COVID.
Mayor-elect Ken Welch was set to be sworn in on the steps of St. Petersburg City Hall Thursday, but he'll now take the oath of office and deliver his inauguration message virtually. Welch's campaign says he tested positive for COVID Monday and will stay in isolation until January 10th following current CDC guidelines. Welch will become St. Petersburg's 54th mayor and its first African-American mayor when he's sworn in. I'm Gordon Bird.
The public should avoid contact with the water on the eastern shoreline of Lake Okeechobee at the Port Mayaca Lock and Dam, which contains toxic algae traces. State officials warned on Monday the potentially harmful cyanobacteria, commonly called blue-green algae, contained 0.25 parts per billion of the toxin microcystin on December 27, according to the latest Florida Department of Environmental Protection data. At 8 parts per billion, the toxin makes water too hazardous to touch, ingest, or inhale for people, pets, and wildlife. A September 27 health advisory for waters in the C-44 canal near the St. Lucie Lock and Dam was lifted November 30th, along with the months-long advisories at Port Mayaca. Monday's advisory, announced by the Florida Department of Health office in Martin County, marks the first algae alert of the year for the Treasure Coast. Such alerts are most common in the hotter, wetter summer months. So what to do if you see an algae bloom? Well, the Florida Department of Environmental Protection collects and analyzes algae bloom samples. So report the bloom. to DEP online or via its toll-free hotline at 855-305-3903. And lastly, a new mask policy taking effect today in Orange County schools. Superintendent Barbara Jenkins announced yesterday that all adults, including employees, visitors, and vendors, must wear a mask in OCPS buildings and vehicles. It was Ben Roethlisberger's final home game. Here's the highlights from last night.
Was it at the 50-yard line? First and goal. Ben, quick throw. Deontay Johnson hung on to that one. Touchdown, Steelers. Ben asked Deontay Johnson to step up this week. He's had a couple of drops here early, but that one, there was no question for the touchdown. Najee Harris to the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. And Ben, it's all yours. I think Mike Tomlin wanted to give him another chance, and everybody came on the field. He says, "Oh, forget it."
One last time. How do you leave this place, Ben?
I don't know. With a win. I'm just so thankful for the fans, my family, obviously, and the good Lord has blessed me in so many ways. Game, I'll be excited and ready to go for that, but this is just an awesome place.
So the Pittsburgh Steelers beat Cleveland with that game 6-14. Hard to believe, and we're heading into week 18 already. Just one more week before the playoffs. So make your picks this week for Lenny's Pick'em League. And we congratulate once again J4K Buckeyes, the winner, picking the most picks this week. And he'll enjoy some dinner at the St. Lucie Draft House. Congrats. Our news time is 7:49, and we'll have weather and traffic together next.
$7:50 the time right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie, what's going on?
Well, we're not finding any highway accidents right now. US 1 looks good. Everything we're looking at looks fine. The latest from Florida Highway Patrol. If you see something, say something, do tell. We're at 220-9788 at 220-WSTU. And it's 58 in Stewart this morning, only 8 above in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. Here's our weather at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning running 10 to 20 degrees cooler than yesterday morning thanks to a passing cold front. Morning lows in the mid to upper 50s and some upper 40s inland. This afternoon, highs in the mid to upper 70s, pleasant weather with low humidity and partly sunny skies. Tomorrow, morning lows in the upper 50s, afternoon highs in the upper 70s, staying mainly dry with low rain chances. For the end of the work week, moisture increases as a front stalls out over the area. Some showers possible and a little warmer with highs in the upper 70s to low 80s.
I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
All right. So I went to play a file and it wasn't there. What can I say? That's the story of my life. The file wasn't there. Oh well, that hardly ever happens. Anyway, it's 7:56 coming up on 7:57 on the Get Up and Go Show, and coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, Chief Deputy John Budenseek is going to be here, and we are going to be talking about body cameras. That's right, what the future may hold for the Sheriff's Department and most agencies in the country. They're also going to be talking about the number of police officers killed in the United States in 2021. The numbers are astronomical. Astronomical, the amount of deaths of law enforcement officers.
And it seems to be a very hot topic with the body cams.
Yeah.
You know, are certain agencies going to be spending more money to get the use of these body cams? And, you know, every time we turn on the news, too, it seems like there's something new with a video that either the police was either wearing one or wasn't wearing one. Maybe footage was lost. It's becoming to be a very controversial, crucial kind of thing.
I think, in my humble opinion, all officers should be armed with body cameras for a lot of reasons, legal reasons, because this way, if you are arresting somebody and you're an officer and the arrestee is saying that you were beaten up by the officer, it's kind of like a he said, she said type thing, where if you have the body camera, you have the proof of
you have that proof of
right
of
there.
what really happened and what went on.
Exactly.
I think it's good for both parties, really.
You know, or if the officer has to draw his weapon and use his weapon and use deadly force, the body cameras can also identify if it was justifiable or not.
Usually they do the telling. They don't always see everything.
Yeah.
But, you know, might be a crucial thing to be wearing one.
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to having a conversation with Chief Deputy John Budenseek on that matter. We're WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station. The news is coming up next, and then we'll be back with hour number 3 for you and me right here.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world. It's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer. It's January the 4th, 2022.
Get the show on the road.
All right, we'll get it on the road.
What is this?
This is the Get Up and Go show.
Intensive good radio's preparation.
That's right. Takes a lot of preparation to do this show. I will tell you that much. Madam Clock, would you please give us the time?
It's 8:08 a.m.
8:08 a.m. on the Get Up and Go show. A new year, a new clock announcer, but not a new chief deputy of the sheriff's office. He's back with a vengeance, better than ever. I won't say bigger, but better than ever. Chief Deputy John Budensiek is with us from the Martin County Sheriff's Office. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Evan. Good morning, Bonnie. And after the holidays, you may be able to say bigger.
Good morning to you, sir.
How you doing, John?
I'm good. Took a few days off, so glad to be back at work and taking care of business like we like to do. Very good.
Yeah, it was very good. You did the Budensiek tour of Florida, didn't you?
I was all over. Yes, Everglades, the Keys, up in the South Georgia. We just roamed a little bit. It was nice.
Got out there and got a lot of exercise. Did you do some pedaling on any bicycles, or did you do anything by foot?
Nope. I did a lot of jaw exercising. Other than that, no.
Jaw exercising. I like that.
Oh, so you ate in many delicious places, we gather.
He expanded his reach, let's just say.
We expanded our culinary insight. Yes.
All right. What was your most memorable meal for the holidays?
Evan, I don't know. Not sure.
Everything must have been so good,
It had to
right?
be all that good, huh?
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I'm glad you guys are back safe and you're back in the saddle and back at it. I wanted to have a conversation with you this time of the year. Bonnie and I were talking about it off air, is body cams. It's so important for agencies to have body cameras. Now, does Martin County have those yet?
We do not. And when the cry for everyone to get body cameras took place, we wanted to be thoughtful, not just body cameras and just fall in line with what the media and everybody out there wanted us to do. We wanted to be thoughtful. We're in the process of we're doing in-depth research on the right ones, how to implement them, the policies associated with them. And I know a lot of other agencies have all that already, but we go through their policies, find out what fits for Martin County, and then try to implement it here. There's a cost associated with it, which we know is coming. But the bigger thing in Florida especially is the public records component of body cameras. Florida has a broad public record situation. While some things are exempt, things recorded in your house or certain crimes are exempt, it's a lot of work on the backside to be able to produce the appropriate public records in a timely manner when attorneys or people request it. So we're looking into all the above and trying to do the best thing by our deputies.
What are the costs of these cameras per deputy?
The initial cost isn't bad. It's about $800. So that's not bad. It's the storage of the data that costs. And that runs up into the millions, storing all that in the clouds. And then being efficient and then being able to go back and review that information while you're writing reports so your report is accurate and what your camera saw reflects what you wrote down in your report. So
now the body cameras obviously are activated sometimes automatically. They're triggered by certain things. And then there's a button that you press when you want to manually activate it as well, correct?
That's correct.
And these are used a lot during, and as Bonnie and I were talking off the air, they can be very either detrimental or a very positive tool to an officer's investigation. For instance, example, an officer has to draw his weapon and use deadly force in a situation that that officer may be in, which can determine if there was a reasonable doubt or justification to use and this is just one example, to use the weapon against the alleged perpetrator.
Absolutely. And, you know, we see it so much in the media. The one would assume that the body cameras are like a gotcha moment for law enforcement. Quite the contrary. A body camera is 24/7 protection for the deputy. That way, it's not a he said, she said scenario where there's a bogus complaint filed on the deputy or
Right.
something happens. Go straight back, pull up the body camera, and figure out what did or did not happen. And our deputies, they're looking forward to having body cameras. They know what they're not going to do. They know they're going to do the right thing. So having a body camera just helps them validate what they're doing, and they're doing it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
I personally, I was out right before Christmas, and I stopped the car at the county line on 714
Mm-hmm.
and 710. So that's in the middle of nowhere, 20 miles from Indiantown, 20 miles from Palm City. Nobody out there, just me. It happened to be a lady that I stopped, and I got to thinking to myself, why would I do this to myself? I stopped a lady in the middle of nowhere who could pick up the phone and file a complaint, and then I'm in the soup for an investigation. And the only thing that they have is my word, which I hope stands. But why would we do that to ourselves? And of course, why would we do that to our deputies?
Right.
So we're being thoughtful. Like we started this conversation, we're going to get the right ones. Obviously, there's a cost that goes into it, but we're moving in that direction for 2022.
So, Chief Deputy Budenseek, when you talk to the officers, generally in our area and in Martin County, do you find that maybe the majority of those officers would want the use of body cams, or what's the general feeling of most officers?
Well, it's funny that you ask. The older officers, which through attrition and retirements have moved on, but 5 years ago, they would have been absolutely no way, not having Big Brother or anyone look over my shoulder. But those were the guys and gals that didn't post things on social media, didn't record everything that happened in their lives. It's really a different generation. The newer, younger deputies, they've grown up watching everything and recording everything and posting it. It's nothing for them to be a recorder while they're working. So 5 years ago would have been no way, no how. The newer ones are like, absolutely. Why haven't we done it already?
That's interesting. So
it's interesting to watch their reactions.
So if like with the newer deputies, maybe like the younger generation, they're just kind of like used to writing down, collecting more data, like and taught to them more things they have learned, in that generation, and maybe they're more available to adapting to it better.
It's not just data collection. The older guys collected the same amount of data. It's just about not feeling like somebody's watching all the time. The newer generations, we're the ones having to tell them, don't post this, don't put that out there. Like, keep your personal life personal. They're just so used to being an open book. I came from a day and age where you protected everything. You protected your personal address, and as a deputy or as a law enforcement officer, you can do that in the state of Florida. You hid everything, and now everyone in general just puts it all out there. So it's just a different time. We all know that.
Yeah, I get that feeling sometime too, where like sometimes you just put too much information out there, and why do people have to know everything? And
Exactly.
yeah, it just feels like a part of your identity is lost that way sometimes. So
Well, we give it away, but in this scenario with body cameras, it's not that. It's just about being able to record what's going on. Helps us in the court system, especially in the court system, because nowadays on the jury side, jurors are used to seeing everything on videos or on camera. There's so many TV shows. It would seem that every homicide is recorded, which we know is not the truth. But when you watch these shows, they're presented as if so. So we have jurors coming in that just expect that. So I think holistically, it'll make our entire system here at the sheriff's office better, and it'll help in the judicial side also.
how soon do you expect to get that off and running? Like, how soon maybe do you expect to get a first body cam?
I can't give you a timeline. We're doing the T&E side right now, and I don't know the timeline. There's funding. There's different things that have to go into it.
Yep.
All right, very good. Lastly, I wanted to just touch briefly on this because it's I know it's a sore subject with anybody that's in the law enforcement industry or that has family like myself, my daughter, or just anybody. Way too many officers killed in the line of duty in 2021.
Yes. Those were high numbers that you probably saw. It was in the 300s. A lot of those were actually 400s. A lot of those were COVID-related deaths. But take those out of the equation. The concerning ones are the 61 that were killed by gunfire.
Mm-hmm.
And while I know there's about 500,000 police officers, law enforcement officers across the country, 61 is way too many. And we are dealing with, we've talked about it, you and I have talked about it, with more and more fragile people, suicidal people, mentally ill people, and that just ups our odds of being in these stressful shooting type scenarios. Last year alone here at the Mark County Sheriff's Office, we had 3 fatal law enforcement involved shootings, which is really unheard of for our area. And thankfully, none of our people were injured in those encounters, but they were violent encounters, and our deputies did the right thing. But by the grace of God, they weren't struck by return gunfire themselves. So we have mandated, and you'll see our deputies are wearing a new uniform that's a more casual uniform with an outside carrier vest. We've mandated when that uniform came into existence in the last part of 2021 that they start wearing their vest all the time. So it's one of the small things we can do to try to protect them.
Right. All right, very good. That's Major John Budin. I'm sorry, Chief Deputy John Budenseek. I still can't get used to the new title because
we have time, Evan.
I know, and I've called you Major for forever and a day. So it's just it's like radio. It's repetition, repeat and build. I'll get it right before 2023. I promise. Anyway, John, I can't thank you enough for joining us, and we always look forward to having you on, and we'll speak to you next week.
Absolutely. We'll see you.
I have a great day. God bless. It's time for the Precious Metals Report. It's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Gold opening up at $1,802.80 an ounce. Silver opening up $22.73 an ounce. That's Precious Metals Report. It's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. It is 8:22 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news. Let's go to the news desk where Bonnie's standing by. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. The jury found former Theranos CEO Elizabeth Holmes guilty of 4 of the 11 criminal counts she faced. She was found not guilty on 4 other counts. The jury deadlocked on the 3 other charges. Earlier in the day, Judge Edward Davila instructed jurors to try and come to a unanimous consensus on the 3 charges they deadlocked on. However, they were unable to reach an agreement. The jurors had spent roughly 40 hours spread across 7 days in deliberation. Holmes, age 37, faced 11 criminal charges alleging that she duped investors and patients by hailing her company's blood testing technology as a medical breakthrough. Holmes now faces up to 20 years in prison for each count, although legal experts say she is unlikely to receive the maximum sentence. The coronavirus pandemic spurred an unprecedented real estate market this year as many people relocated to the Sunshine State when working remotely became the norm. Newcomers to the Treasure Coast flocked here, hoping to secure properties in high demand but low supply, which catapulted home sale prices. Historically, these cost increases would have deterred buyers and cooled the market, but not this year. The Tri-County region saw skyrocketing prices on both single-family residences and rental rates. Diminishing inventory slowed sales in the last few months, but experts have maintained their belief that demand will not slow anytime soon. Amid a rise in Omicron COVID cases, Governor Ron DeSantis is reiterating that he will not be closing any schools or businesses.
And you can't let any type of hysteria undercut the normal functioning of society.
DeSantis wants the federal government to send more monoclonal antibodies to the state and says the state will set up more sites if they get more doses. No one rang in 2022 with a major lottery win, as both the Powerball and Mega Millions jackpots remain up for grabs. The January 1st Powerball drawing, valued at $500 million, rolled over with no winner Saturday night. The grand prize is now estimated at $522 million, with a cash value of $371 million. Mega Millions, which had a New Year's Eve drawing of $221 million, rolled over with no numbers of the big prize. It had also rolled over twice before that and is now at $244 million prior to Tuesday's drawing. Cash value is an estimated $172.5 million. A Brevard County man is facing charges for refusing to wear a mask at the airport. 63-year-old Daniel Chase was arrested Saturday at Melbourne Orlando International Airport. Police say when an officer told him that masks were required, Chase yelled and cursed at the officer and said, "Masks don't work." SeaWorld Orlando is announcing an opening date for its long-awaited new thrill ride, Icebreaker. It's going to be SeaWorld's first launch coaster and officially opens February 18th. Our news time is 8:25. News brought to you by the Joint Chiropractic. Come visit now in Port St. Lucie at the shops of St. Lucie West. Las Vegas Raiders rookie cornerback Nate Hobbs was arrested on a misdemeanor charge of DUI early Monday morning, hours after the team returned from a last-second victory at the Indianapolis Colts that kept its playoff hopes alive. The arrest of Hobbs, age 22, comes 2 months and 1 day after receiver Henry Ruggs III was involved in a fiery high-speed car crash that claimed the life of a 23-year-old woman and her dog, and has Ruggs facing up to 50 years in prison on felony DUI and reckless driving charges. It also comes 1 day shy of a year from when running back Josh Jacobs was arrested on a DUI charge after a single vehicle collision near the airport in Las Vegas. The Raiders put out a statement saying they were aware of the incident. News time is at 8:26. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
8:27 right now, the time on the Get Up and Go show. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie has the latest. Bonnie?
Well, we're bringing up the latest highway report right now from FHP, and we'll take a look to see if there are any new accidents. And thus far, we're looking good. Yeah, highways looking good on a Tuesday morning. If you're heading out, major highways, everything looking nice right now, all up to speed. And that's your latest look at traffic. We have 56. It's partly cloudy in Stewart this morning. And here's more on the forecast at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning running 10 to 20 degrees cooler than yesterday morning thanks to a passing cold front. Morning lows in the mid to upper 50s and some upper 40s inland. This afternoon, highs in the mid to upper 70s, pleasant weather with low humidity and partly sunny skies. Tomorrow, morning lows in the upper 50s, afternoon highs in the upper 70s, staying mainly dry with low rain chances. For the end of the work week, moisture increases as a front stalls out over the area. Some showers possible and a little warmer with highs in the upper 70s to low 80s.
I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You're listening to the biggest little radio show on the biggest little planet, the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie.
8:31 on the Get Up and Go show. When you hear that music, you know what time it is. It's time for the captain of the spaceship, captain of the SS Seagull, the one and only Captain Randy Siegel, and he's here with a space report. Good morning, Capitan.
Good morning to you, Admiral. Well, sir, can you believe it was 1970 when NASA canceled the final Apollo missions? Yep, Apollo 20 was canceled on this date in history because of lack of money, number one, and number two, the lack of a rocket booster. NASA wanted to use the Apollo 5 to launch the Skylab, a space station that would go into orbit around the Earth. So no more Apollos as of 1970. Well, there's a lot of tension going on in space. No, not the tension that you would think of between America and Russia, but the tension is on the space shield or the shade for the James Webb Space Telescope. there's a thin sheet of what appears to be plastic, but it's a mylar, that shields the instruments from direct sunlight while this vehicle is in orbit. They need to do this in order to make sure that they can stabilize the telescope and they can get precise images way out into deep space. So what they do is they have a sun shield that's up there, and they slowly rolled it out, taking their time, because the tension on it is important. So it doesn't cause the station to move, or excuse me, the telescope to move while it's in orbit. And so far, everything is working out better than they thought. You've got to remember, when James Webb was originally launched, it was in a capsule, basically encapsulated in a rocket. And once it gets into orbit, it has to unfold itself and then be able to get its telescopes operating and all the instruments operating in a proper fashion because it's so large. Well, that takes time, and a lot of that time is spent on the tension of the sun shield. China said they plan to launch over 40 launches this year. China last year completed 55 launches, making it the first time the country has launched that many vehicles in 1 year. The Chinese say that this year they intend to launch 6 more space missions for the Tiangong base module of their space station. They also intend to launch a powerful optical telescope into orbit. They will also be launching equipment, fuel, and food supplies for the Chinese astronauts on board the Chinese space station, Tiangong. And they will spend a lot of time getting more astronauts in orbit. There are 2 more planned launches for China in order to have manned flights to their space station. The Chinese main contractor says that they can fully support the more than 40 launches that will take place, using the Long March 7 rocket as the base vehicle. China also uses a Long March vehicle to supplement what they're using currently, and they will flight test a brand new vehicle, the Long March 8 rocket, for the second time in February if everything works properly. The vehicles that they're launching are showing that China can launch heavier and heavier spacecraft into orbit, namely things like a geostationary or medium Earth orbit, Earth sensing satellite, and communications satellites. So China becomes the major player one more time. OneWeb is scheduled to launch 36 new communication satellites into orbit from a launch from Baikonur on March the 5th. They continue to have these OneWeb satellites in orbit, and everything has so far been working extremely well. The astronauts on board the International Space Station have spent a lot of time on research. Raja Shari has swabbed bacterial samples inside and began sequencing their DNA with a biomold facility to understand the microbial environment on the station. Thomas Marshburn photographed the plant habitat study, and Caleb Barron set up an AstroBee robotic free flyer with an experimental that can possibly identify early indications of space hardware failure. The 3 were then joined by Matthias Moore from the European Space Agency as they worked on emergency procedures for their SpaceX Crew Dragon vehicle should there be a problem on board the station. Meanwhile, Mark Vanderhee spent the morning working on experimental gear and maintaining temperatures in the U.S. spacesuits. He, along with Russian cosmonaut Pyotr Dubrov, are due to depart the station in the spring after nearly 1 year in space. The next spacewalk from the International Space Station is targeted for the 19th. It's designed to outfit the new Kia multipurpose laboratory module. Cosmonauts Dubrov and Anton Sheplerov started yesterday inspecting the spacewalking tools they'll use to configure the new Kia module. The failure in October of the South Korean rocket has been traced to an improper anchored helium tank inside the third stage of the vehicle. The kerosene and liquid oxygen fueled KSLV-2, South Korea's first entirely domestic rocket, performed well during the early phase of the October 21st test launch and released its dummy satellite into an unsustainable orbit when the upper stage engine shut down 46 seconds earlier. We have seen this kind of problem before in not only their vehicle, but in Russian and U.S. vehicles. Is getting ready with SpaceX to launch the next set of Starlink satellites that'll take place on Thursday. The launch is currently scheduled for 4:49 p.m. from the Kennedy Space Center. That launch is now having a 20% chance of weather violation and a 30% chance if there's a delay. So it looks like the weather gods, at least, are favoring SpaceX for this mission. Russia's new engine, the RD-171MV, is scheduled for testing this year. Their new engine will be used on their Soyuz 5 launch vehicle that Russia is hoping to use this coming year. Ruscosmos has also stated they do not intend to retreat from the decision on flight testing their new Opal manned spacecraft in 2023. They say that they want to continue using it and going to the space station. And tomorrow we're going to tell you how long that space station will stay in orbit, and we'll give you the top 10 failures of last year. So until tomorrow, have a great day, everybody.
That's Captain Randy Siegel with the space report from the SS Siegel Enterprise. Time to head on over to Ellie's Downtown Deli, where Bonnie's standing by with some delectable treats for you today, Bonnie.
Yep, if you're feeling cheesy today, you might want to get yourself a 4-cheese melt. Chef Mark and the staff at Ellie's Downtown Deli will prepare it. They'll deliver to you in the Stewart area, like if you're working right in this general area of the downtown. The 4-cheese melt includes bread of your choice. It's topped with delicious Munster, provolone, cheddar, and Swiss cheese with tomatoes and bacon, and served with a side item of your choice. Get delicious dessert for a treat like key lime pie, make it coconut cream pie, or peanut butter pie today. Ellie's Downtown Deli has a full menu for takeout, plus their fabulous desserts as well. They have a full-service deli with dining inside and out. You can have them cater your next event. Call 772-781-6605 to order and pick up today. They're at 18 Southeast 6th Street, just off Colorado and Stewart. Call 772-781-6605. It's Ellie's Downtown Deli in Stewart.
8:41 news time on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Bonnie standing by with the headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. And Governor Ron DeSantis is addressing the recent spike in COVID cases. He wants the federal government to free up more monoclonal antibodies to treat those who get infected.
And you can't let any type of hysteria undercut the normal functioning of society.
Florida is seeing a dramatic rise in COVID hospitalizations. The CDC reports the number of those hospitalized with COVID last week was up 110% compared to the week before. Almost 5,800 people were hospitalized as of Sunday. The Kravis Center announced Monday they would be rescheduling Summer, the Donna Summer musical. According to the venue, there are breakthrough COVID-19 cases within the company of the show. The Kravis on Broadway performances are rescheduled to May 20 through the 26th of 2022. Tickets for the January shows will automatically be moved to the new performance dates. Ticket holders will receive tickets with the new dates. All other shows at the Kravis Center are scheduled as planned as the coronavirus outbreak was limited to the company of Summer. A new mask policy takes effect today in Orange County schools. Superintendent Barbara Jenkins announced yesterday that all adults, including employees, visitors, and vendors, must wear a mask in OCPS buildings and vehicles. 2 elephants died within days of each other at the ABQ Biopark Zoo in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Zoo officials said Thorn, a 3-year-old male, died on Christmas Day. His sister Jasmine, an 8-year-old Asian elephant, died on Sunday. The zoo said both elephants died from complications from endolithotropic herpes virus, which is EEHV. As a community, we are all saddened by the loss of any elephants, especially young animals like Thorn and Jasmine. We know the professionals at ABQ Biopark and those from the EEHV advisory group that dedicated their time to administering the EEHV treatment regime gave it their all. That was Dan Ash, president and CEO of the Association of Zoos and Aquariums. EEHV causes hemorrhage, a disease that can be fatal for young elephants, and it's the leading cause of death for Asian elephant calves and can strike elephants in the wild and in human care. That's a statement from a zoo official. SeaWorld Orlando is announcing an opening date for its long-awaited new thrill ride. Icebreaker will be SeaWorld's first launch coaster and will officially open February 18th. A Brevard man is facing charges for refusing to wear a mask at the airport. 63-year-old Daniel Chase was arrested Saturday at Melbourne Orlando International Airport. Police say when an officer told him that masks were required, Chase yelled and cursed at the officer and said masks don't work. Lastly, no one rang in 2022 with that major lottery win as both the Powerball and Mega Millions jackpots remain up for grabs. The January 1st Powerball drawing, valued at $500 million, rolled over with no winners Saturday evening. The grand prize is now estimated at $522 million, with a cash value of $371 million. Mega Millions, which had a New Year's Eve drawing of $221 million, rolled over with no winners of the big prize. It had also rolled over twice before that and is now at $244 million prior to Tuesday's drawing. Cash value is an estimated $172.5 million. Not a bad payday. Well, one day after now former Tampa Bay Buccaneers wide receiver Antonio Brown jogged off the field in the middle of the Bucs' 28-24 win at the New York Jets, resulting in his dismissal from the team, Coach Bruce Arians says he does not regret bringing Brown into the organization. I have no regrets. I just hope the best for him, Arians said Monday, acknowledging that it was difficult for him to watch Brown erupt on the sideline in such a chaotic way. After teammates Mike Evans and O.J. Howard tried to calm him, Brown took off his jersey and pads, threw his gloves and undershirt into the stands, and jogged across the end zone shirtless while both teams were on the field. Brown has a history of volatile behavior and has discussed his mental health in the past. Arians said Monday that he still isn't sure why Brown left the field. Our news time is 8:47, and we'll have weather and traffic together for you next.
It's 8:48 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie's got a final look outside the door. Bonnie?
We have an accident in Port St. Lucie. This is on I-95 southbound at mile marker 121. It's southbound right before you reach Crosstown Parkway, and there's not any roadblock from this accident. Other areas, including Martin County here, it's looking like a good ride. Martin County on a Tuesday morning. Drive safely if you're heading out. There's your latest look at traffic. 59 in Stewart, and Port St. Lucie has a chilly, kind of a cool, 57 now. And here's a look at our weather further at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning 10 to 20 degrees cooler than yesterday morning thanks to a passing cold front. Morning lows in the mid to upper 50s and some upper 40s inland. This afternoon, highs in the mid to upper 70s, pleasant weather with low humidity and partly sunny skies. Tomorrow, morning lows in the upper 50s, afternoon highs in the upper 70s, staying mainly dry with low rain chances. For the end of the work week, moisture increases as a front stalls out over the area. Some showers possible and a little warmer with highs in the upper 70s to low 80s.
I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
8:52 on the Get Up and Go show. We're in the final, about 7-8 minutes left in this hour on the Tuesday edition. And it just escaped my mind what I was going to talk about. Darn it.
Did it really
Yeah,
now?
that's what happens.
Oh, man. What did you lose earlier? Didn't you lose
My mind.
something over on the board, like a file?
Yeah, I
all of
lost a
sudden
file. I lost an
was
audio file.
Lost this morning.
The audio
too?
file was gone. It's like disappeared. I can't find it anywhere.
Oh my
It wasn't
gosh.
an important audio file or nothing like that.
Okay. Well, that's always a good thing.
This
So
is true. We
nothing
have a
lost
phone
right
call.
there.
Let's go to the phones right now. Hi, good morning. You're on the air.
Well, I'll save you, Evan. So it's 20 degrees on Long Island.
Okay.
It's 32 in Pensacola.
Okay.
And it's like 58 here in Palm City.
All right, and there's your latest
So
weather
that's your
update
weather
from
report.
the
That's my
weatherman,
third
Palm
call,
City
and you
Charlie.
lost your place.
Thank you
Goodbye.
very much.
I found something really interesting. Okay, so we know that we lost Betty White on Friday.
Yes.
And she was 99. She had like a few weeks that she would have turned 100.
Mhm.
Betty White had a last word.
She did.
And it was heard by some people we know. And apparently, Betty White's last word was Alan.
Alan.
Which makes this really interesting, as in her husband, Ludden.
Ludden.
Who she
Alan
was
Ludden.
who she was married to from 1963 all the way until his death in 1981.
And they were on a game show together.
I didn't
Yes.
hear about them being on a game
Yes.
show together.
They were on. Give me a minute. It'll hit me. I want to say Match Game. Way back in the day.
No, yeah, you're right. I remember
Yes.
Betty White on Match Game.
Yes.
I just don't remember the husband, Alan, for some
Alan
reason.
was on Match
Was
Game.
he the guy with the glasses and the kind of curly hair? No,
I'm
I'm
not
thinking about the
sure.
funny guy. I remember Brett Parks,
Right.
Betty White being on. I got to look up Alan. Ludden
Alan
is his
Ludden.
name?
Yeah.
Yeah. This came that Betty White's last word was Ellen. It came from actually Carol Burnett, who must have been there. She heard it from Betty's assistant, then told their mutual friend, Vicki Lawrence. Vicki says, quote, "How sweet is that? That is so sweet. God, I hope it's true for all of us. I really hope." A lovely thought. Now, Carol, Vicki, and Betty worked together on the Carol Burnett Show and
Right.
its spin-off Mama's Family.
Mhm.
And Betty and Alan married 1963 till his death in 1981. So if Betty White's last words were Alan,
Mhm.
do you think she saw him
Yeah.
in like an afterlife?
Yeah, that's wow, that's kind of really freaky.
It is. Have you ever heard of that sort of thing where, a relative is dying and they'll be talking to like a relative kind of like on the other side right before
Right
the
before they
death?
pass.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure if I've ever heard of that before.
I've heard of that sort of thing in different circles.
Mhm.
Where they'll or right before they die, for some odd reason, they go back to their past too, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden they're like when they were a little kid.
Wow.
Some weird happenings.
We have a quick call, and I know it's not going to be Palm City Charlie because he's at his limit. He's at his 3 calls. But
this is important.
Oh, this is number 4. Oh boy! Now
No,
wait a
this is
minute.
important.
We have to take a
A
vote.
good, wait. My second grade teacher, Mrs. Wills, her husband, when his mom passed, and this a long time ago. Her last words were, "Don't miss it." Actually, she passed away, came back and said, "Don't miss it," and then passed.
Don't miss it.
Don't miss it.
Don't miss it.
What?
I totally believe we're going to heaven if you're a good person.
Oh, of course.
Totally.
Now,
There's no
it's funny you
question.
mentioned that, Charlie, because somebody had asked me a question, and I was going to ask my pastor at church this. Somebody had asked me, if you're cremated, do you still go to heaven?
Of course. It's your soul. It's your spirit.
Mhm.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay. Yeah, somebody
I
asked me
plan to
that.
get together with my parents. Who knows, but I'm going.
All right, very good.
All right, ask any combat vet.
All right, so now tomorrow it's only 2 calls, okay?
Well,
You went
whatever.
1 over today.
I'll see you Thursday.
All righty, take care. All right. So anyway, yeah, it's crazy how I don't remember who
Yeah.
asked me that.
Now, if you have a loved one that passed, do you remember like the loved one's last words to you?
My mother, when she passed, or actually, yes, I was in the room when my mother went into cardiac arrest, but she wasn't talking. I remember the nurses literally shoved me out of the room because they had to go into full code blue mode, and they jumped on her and started working on her. When my dad passed away, I was not at the nursing home, so I don't know if my dad uttered any last words or anything like that.
You want to know something kind of spooky?
Go ahead, tell me.
Like my dad passed right before I experienced the first hurricane in 2004, which
Yeah.
would have been Francis. My very first hurricane ever. My dad's very last words to me were, "Pick up that shovel."
Really? Wow.
And then he passed, and then just it was a month or two later, the hurricane slammed into my bedroom in Port St. Lucie, and I was using a shovel.
Wow, that's freaky.
Kind of.
Well, I told you the story about the cross flying off the the mantle and stuff that
Yes.
might happen to my daughter. So
Ooh,
anyway,
yeah.
I could go on and on about stuff like this. Well, hey, we got to get out of here. If you have good values on the inside, you won't look for validation on the outside.
Yeah, and we hope to talk to you in maybe like just 21 hours from now.
That's right, folks.
And
Make it a
take
great
care.
day. Make it a great day. We're WSTU Stewart, Heritage Station. We'll see you tomorrow morning.